Hello, everyone. All right, one moment here. We've got a little technical issue. Fix that. Funny. There we go. That should be better. Um, it's Travis here from Stewart Travel Group, and we're really happy to see and to present this wonderful cruise. Um, what we're going to do is tell you a little bit about us and a little bit about, of course, the river cruise and of course the artists that are on board. So this is going to be our actually our fourth time, as Jim had said, having Jim Cuddy on board, and it's our third time having Devin, his son, Sam, his son, his fiddle player, Ann Lindsay, and of course the beautiful Rose Cousins, who's from Atlanta, Canada, originally from PEI, now living in Halifax. That's opened up for a Blue Rodeo a number of times. Really good friends and acquaintances with Jim and that. So this is a very special cruise. Um, I can say from our other past cruises that we've had with Jim on board, the memories that happen are absolutely incredible. It's something that I've never seen in my travel career, to be honest with you, up until we started doing it with Jim and on board. Because of course we've known Jim Cuddy for many years as lead singer of Blue Rodeo, but then um, it's been like 40 years that a lot of people been following him, but he sings such a beautiful voice and has such a wide range of music that he puts out there, and they are very special, nice. And of course, adding on our songwriters circle, which we'll talk a little bit near the end. Um, Cruise things that don't always come around. So as you can see, um, Paul and I are hosting, which is fantastic because we're on board for you with you the whole time. In fact, we're there to take care of everything that you need and make the process really easy. Now, we've had a number of people that actually have come on board with us on these cruises. In fact, we've got folks that have done everything on every cruise that we've done with Jim Cuddy and Blue Rodeo. So um, please think about this. It is a trip of a lifetime. Now, if you have any questions at all, you can just go on the chat tab, and you can we're going to answer the Q&A at the end. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce really good partner of ours, Sandra Gardiner, who we've known for a long time. AmaWaterways has been rated one of the top luxury river cruise companies for a wonderful number of years. And she's going to tell you all about it. And I'm so pleased that we're really preferred partners with AmaWaterways. And I think that for those of you that's been on AmaWaterways in the past, it's an experience that is like no other. And also, who those that have been on with us in the past with our artist groups, add again that piece to it. So really hope you'll enjoy the presentation. I will come back on later on to help answer any questions and to tell you how much limited space we actually have available on this cruise. So anyway, Sandra, please take it away.
Thank you, Travis. And I can't tell you how excited I am to be partnering with you on this one and having Jim Cuddy on board with us later this year. So I thought what I'd do is just kind of give you a little bit of an introduction to AmaWaterways and what you can expect when you're traveling with us on this wonderful voyage. And, I'd be remiss in saying that we don't just have great cruise managers, we have the best cruise managers in the industry. And from the moment that you arrive, and it doesn't matter what time you arrive to the ship in Dijon, you're going to be greeted and welcomed on board, and you can stow away your luggage. We'll take care of all of that for you. And then you can go and wander about Dijon while we're getting everybody gathered throughout the day. And there's also some nice little snacks and whatnot in the lounge that you can enjoy, some drinks. And that's just a really nice way to get your cruise started. So the cruise manager is the person on board who's going to be there to take care of you. So we have different heads of department when you step on board. The hotel manager takes care of everything on board the ship, but the cruise manager is going to take care of all of you, our guests on board. Now, I know Travis made reference to us being a luxury river cruise line, and that is absolutely a fact. And, we all need to define the word luxury. For me, luxury means we're upscale, but we're not uptight. So it's the perfect venue for Jim Cuddy and for all of you to come on board, gather and become a family of, if you will, for the week that you're cruising on board with us. We have unparalleled service, and year after year after year, we're getting accolades for the wonderful service that you're going to appreciate when you come on. And that will start from the moment you step off your coach or your taxi and you arrive at the ship, and you're going to be greeted on board. And as I say, you can come into the lounge, which is like the living room in your home, for the next 7 nights. There'll be snacks and whatnot. And it's just a beautiful way to wander about the ship and really explore and have that quiet time. If you need a place to go and relax, this is a beautiful time of year to be traveling in Europe. Trust me, I've been there. I've been with the company for 15 years. I've traveled extensively through Europe. I've visited all of these destinations. So it's just a great way to really go and explore and see everything there is to see in Europe. Now, with AmaWaterways, we are so proud of the food that you're going to enjoy when you're on board. So bring those stretchy pants, because people aren't known to lose weight when they take a river cruise with us. So what I can promise you is that we will deliver you a wonderful breakfast. Usually breakfast would be served anytime between, say, 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning. We will do a la carte. There's some items that you can pick up on the buffet. There's light fare breakfast up in the main lounge area that you can go and enjoy. So if you don't want to sit down and have that real hearty breakfast, you can grab something light from the main lounge area. Now, we are part of a culinary organization called Chaîne de Rôtisseurs, and we are also part of the Table d'Auberge, and this is a special gastronomy organization that originates in France, and we are also part of, and a great thing that we're going to be traveling in France. So Robert Kellerhouse is our executive chef, and he has put together a fantastic menu for this cruise. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. We will have you taking tours in the morning. We'll have you back for lunch so that you can enjoy a beautiful lunch on board. And then we will go and explore throughout the day. We will have our dinners on board in the evening, and you have some choices of where you can dine in the evening. And always, I can absolutely assure you, you are going to have a wonderful, wonderful feast while you're on board. We do have late night snack in the evening as well, so not to worry if you're feeling a little bit peckish later on, maybe from all the dancing to all the great music, then you can go and enjoy some snacks later on. Now, something that we do at AmaWaterways is we will be having those champagne breakfasts, full juice bar, smoothies, etc. At lunchtime and dinner time, we do have full servings of beer, wine, and soft drinks, and it's all free flowing, so as much as you'd like to enjoy. And in the evening, we do what's called sip and sail. And this is happy hour, and this takes place the hour before you go and have your dinner in the evening. Wonderful way to come in and enjoy some different cocktails and champagne, beer, wine, etc. So this is a nice time to convene, and our cruise manager will then do a briefing and bring you up to speed on what the next day's activities will be. So it's a learning experience as well. Now, one of the things that I can tell you is you can enjoy all that beautiful food. And if you are into health and wellness, we do have wellness programs on board. We have a wellness coach that lives on the ship, and that wellness coach will be doing activities throughout the day. It could be waking up early morning and going into the main lounge and doing some core strengthening or some stretching. We have activities which include biking and hiking. So our host will go with you on the biking excursions. We do digestive walks after lunch and after dinner. And one of my favorite activities, of course, is the champagne yoga. Imagine a sunny afternoon when we're cruising. Perhaps you'll be able to just go up on that sun deck and enjoy some champagne while you're doing some yoga poses, and a wonderful way to get some exercise and have some fun too. We also do have onboard entertainment. So aside from the fact that we have the wonderful Jim Cuddy and all of his guests and Rose Cousins coming on board with us, we do have some onboard entertainment. We have an entertainer, pardon me, who lives on the ship and will play throughout the cruise when we aren't being mesmerized by Jim and his guests. So I'm sure that you'll enjoy that as well. And just wanted to mention it so that, when they aren't there entertaining and we are in the ship, we do have activities taking place for sure. Now, one of the things that will really stand out for you is our shore excursions. With AmaWaterways, all of your shore excursions are included, and you will have between 5 and 6 different availabilities to choose from in every single port that we come to. So this is a wonderful opportunity to go wine tasting, go biking, to have some tasting tours, whatever it is that appeals to you. I can promise you that we will find you an excursion that you will enjoy. That's usually the toughest thing of the day. What do I want for breakfast, and what excursions am I going to do today? But know that they're all included. And we've even gone as far as having different paces for you. So if you maybe had too much wine the next night before and you want to go a bit slower the next day, then you can do a gentle walker's tour. Those are also really nicely designed for people with some mobility issues. If you want to have something more active, of course, we have the biking, we have the hiking, and if gastronomy, because we are in the south of France, is something important to you, we have a bunch of tours that are wrapped around the whole tasting concept. So let's get into a little bit of detail about the essence of Burgundy and Provence, the itinerary that this wonderful cruise is going to be exploring. Now, this is going to take place on the Amacello. And the Amacello, believe it or not, when I started with the company 15 years ago, I went on the Amacello as the first ship that I cruised with when I started with AmaWaterways, and she's a beauty. Now, don't worry, she's not tired. She's a beautiful ship. She's been all refurbished. When we moved her from the main waters in Europe, that being the Rhine and the Main and the Danube, when we brought her over to France, we rehulled her. And then in fact, we just redid her again last year. So all really recently redone, and quite a lovely ship. Now, our itinerary, the essence of Burgundy and Provence, you can see here, will have us traveling through the southern parts of France. We will start out in the port of Dijon, and we will travel through Chalon-sur-Saône, Tournus, Masson, Lyon, Vignes, Viviers, Avignon, and ending in Arles. Beautiful itinerary, let me tell you. I am so excited about this itinerary. So nice little picture here of the Amacello. Now the Amacello is one of our classic ships. She's one of the 4 that we have sailing in France. So she's going to carry about 140 to 145 of us guests. So it's going to be a really nice intimate experience, an opportunity for you to mix and mingle with Jim and Devin and Rose and all of those that are on board. Now you can see here that over 85% of the staterooms do have those beautiful French balconies. So you can open that door, you can be sitting in those chairs, and your entire stateroom becomes a balcony for you. So it allows the fresh air in. And not to worry, if you've chosen the lowest level of the ship, which is your category D and E, these are wonderful staterooms as well. You may not be spending a lot of time in your room. So if that's the case, then you're going to want to be in that category, because nice big window down there. It's a fixed window. It does not open, but it is a really good size. So the stateroom is nice and bright for you. And I like to refer to these as the swan view rooms, because when you're in these rooms, quite often you'll wake up in the morning, and when you open up those curtains, you will have beautiful swans looking in your window. It really is a highlight, and I'm sure that you'll appreciate that. Now, this ship does have a chef's table restaurant, which is a specialty restaurant. We do have a gym, we do have a hair salon, and we do have a spa where you can go and have a wonderful, relaxing massage. Now, this ship does not have a swimming pool, but it does have a hot tub. And do bring along your swimwear, because there's nothing nicer than to be sitting on the ship in the afternoon, maybe sipping on some champagne or wine or beer and enjoying the sights as you're moving along. And on that note, I just want to mention that because we are traveling in the south of France, and this is a beautiful destination with some of the most delicious wines, as you can appreciate, you can bring wine on board with you, and you can bring beer on board with you. A lot of our guests, when they're on shore, they will see wine, or maybe we're visiting a winery and they'd like to bring some back, and they're always concerned, oh my goodness, will it be confiscated or not? Absolutely not. You can bring that back on board with you. You can keep it in your stateroom. You don't have to hide it. If you bring it in the lounge or you need it open, we're up in the sun deck, no corkage fee. So that's a wonderful opportunity for you to experience some of the best wines when you're traveling through the south of France. Now, I wanted to share with you what you can expect in terms of the staterooms and size-wise. So the smallest of the staterooms, and they're really not that small, is 170 square feet. So that's actually a really good size stateroom. And you can see on the top right corner of your screen, the stateroom that is the lowest level, category D, category E, with that nice bright window. And what's nice about this too is there's a ledge in front of that window, great place for storage. So if you're shopping and you're picking things up, you can put things in there. The room itself does have a lot of storage, so you don't have to worry. In the middle, you can see the French balcony stateroom. And as I mentioned, those doors open wide up. You can spin the chairs around and you can enjoy the fresh air if you happen to be spending some time in your stateroom. And then, of course, we have those suites. Now, on the Amacello, we do have a couple of staterooms that are dedicated to the solo traveler where you don't pay a single supplement. You only pay for the category upgrade. And you can see there, it does have an oversized twin bed and really quite wonderful. So something for everyone. And that's what we like to provide. So let's talk a little bit about the itinerary now. Now, Dijon, and you've heard of it, Dijon mustard. I know you all know what that is. So Dijon is this beautiful medieval village, and it's an international gastronomy and wine center. Of course, it's known for its mustard, but it's also known for its snails, its chocolate, and its gingerbread. Now, Dijon mustard actually originated back in 1865 when one of the ingredients was substituted. They took green grapes and they substituted that for vinegar, believe it or not, and thus Dijon mustard was born. So it's kind of an interesting story, but you can see the village itself, the town itself is quite colorful, and I know that you'll enjoy exploring Dijon. Then from there, we will also see the small medieval town called Chalon-sur-Saône. So we will cruise from Dijon to Chalon-sur-Saône. And this is a beautiful has beautiful architectural heritage. So you're going to see just incredible architecture. In the heart or the center, it's dominated by this lovely cathedral and it's surrounded by old timber framed houses. So imagine you're stepping back in time and you're immersing yourself in this wonderful, wonderful area. Now, this was home to the stupendous 17th century Hotel Dieu, the Hospice Dieu. And the Hospice Dieu was a public hospital and it has since been converted to a museum, and it has objects all around care and medicine and that sort of thing. So it's really something to see when you're there. And I highly recommend that you visit the Hotel Dieu. They even have some wine there. And I know that sounds really weird, but they definitely have some good wines there. Now, you do have an opportunity if you don't want to cruise between Dijon and Chalon-sur-Saône. You can either sail on board with us or you can bike between the 2 points. So for those of you who would like to have a more active experience, then you can certainly do that in between the two. Next stop, Tournus. Tournus has a medieval center with narrow alleys, old stone houses. It has really cute little artsy shops. And this is a beautiful area to go and sample some of the white wine. It has some of the most famous white wines you can imagine. Now you can see the medieval center here. You can see those turrets that are sticking up there. Wonderful area to travel around and explore. And again, you're going to have an opportunity, if you're not going off and doing a wine tasting, to perhaps do some biking experiences around here. So I think that you would enjoy this. And it's just a great center, as I say, even if you just get off the ship and you want to explore on your own, definitely well worth doing. Then we go on to Masson. And I really love Masson. Masson is surrounded by vineyards and a chateau, and it's a renowned wine region. So the Saône runs through the city, and the views of the cathedral towers are across the river, but they're really, really quite beautiful. This area is known for having the best Chardonnays and the best Pinot Noir. So if you're a wine enthusiast and that's your wine of choice, then I know you're going to enjoy that. So perhaps you're going to enjoy a lovely wine tasting while you're here. That evening, pardon me, we will be having a songwriter circle. And I should have mentioned, by the way, that we will be having a concert in Chalon-sur-Saône on day one. And then when we get to Masson, we will be doing the songwriter circle. So you will have that great opportunity, not only to hear the beautiful voices, the beautiful music, but you'll have that songwriter circle once we get to Masson. Next up is Lyon, and I absolutely love Lyon. Lyon was considered the birthplace for cinema. In fact, this is where Lumiere brothers held their very first film screening. So it's more than just the food, it's a film capital, and I think you'll find that fascinating. It is the third largest city in France. So Lyon is a very, very good size, and you'll notice that right away when we arrive there. The ship is docked right in the heart of the city, and the city itself is recognized for its cuisine and its gastronomy. And in fact, it is the capital of France gastronomy. So Lyon is a place that's well known for its food, its wine. Also, it's known for its architectural landmarks. So you're going to see a lot of very different things. And they do even have a Statue of Liberty in Lyon, which quite resembles that of the Statue of Liberty in New York. They have 14 Michelin star restaurants as of today, and maybe you'll be indulging on our tasting tour while you're in Lyon, which will have you going to 3 different venues. And at the venues, at the first venue, you will have the opportunity to try various meats. Then you're going to move on to the second venue, where we're going to give you a whole host of cheeses and whatnot to try. And then the third venue, you know, it's like you're having the meat, the cheese, and then we've got to finish it up with the sweets, of course. So we're going to take you to a new venue, and there you will taste various pastries and meringue and that sort of thing. So great opportunity to have a tasting experience when you're in Lyon, one of my favorite destinations as well. And Lyon is also a medical capital. A lot of teaching for medicine and whatnot takes place in the city of Lyon. So it's a very clean city. You can wander and explore about. You'll feel very safe. The markets are beautiful and vibrant with the fruits and whatnot. So just enjoy Lyon. And then we'll head to Wien. And Wien is well known for the Mount Pipe. And you can visit the ruined Roman amphitheater, and this is found on the slopes of Mount Pipe. And this amphitheater is really, really quite cool, this Roman theater. It can seat more than 13,000 people, and they still use it today for doing performances. So when I was there last year, in fact, I was in Wien, and when we were there, they'd had a concert the night before, and they were having another one the next day, and they were rehearsing. And it was quite extraordinary to see that. So I'm sure you'll enjoy it as well when you're wandering about getting that city tour, or perhaps you're going to be biking, or maybe you just want to go and explore on your own. Again, all things are available to you to do. Then we have Viviers. And Viviers is an area that I'm sure you're going to love. It is another charming medieval city, and it's actually quite small. So when you're there, you're going to have different options of things to do. And again, our tours are all included. So maybe this is the day that you would like to go truffle hunting. Now, for those of you that have never gone truffle hunting, truffles, of course, being those mushrooms that are found underground, they're very, very expensive to purchase. You could take up the truffle hunting excursion. I did this myself when I was there before. So we coached out to a farm. And when we arrived at the farmer brought out some of his dogs, and they had, there were truffles buried, and the dogs had to find the truffles. Now, the whole hope is that the dogs won't eat the truffles. They, if they're young in their training, honestly, they have been known to eat them, which does not make the farmer happy. But the more seasoned truffle hunting dogs will not eat the truffles. They will find them, and they make a noise, or they point their paw, or whatever the case may be. The farmer will go there and find the truffle. So it was really interesting to see the dogs be able to do this. Back in the day, they used to have pigs that would do this as well, but they use dogs are more common now. After we did that, we went and there was a whole bunch of new little puppies. So we got to see the puppies that were going to be trained to truffle hunt. And then, of course, we went inside and we got to taste some things that they had there, like truffle fries and different things. We got to taste some of his local specialties. So really delicious opportunity. I came home with a bunch of different truffle oils and use them for cooking here, and they're absolutely delicious. So something you might want to consider. Now, if you aren't going truffle hunting, then maybe you want to go and explore the medieval castle that overlooks the Rhone River. And the castle there is really quite exquisite. You can do a walking tour and you can see it, and just a lovely little village, of course. And as I say, it is quite small, Viviers, so easy to explore. We will also be having a performance that evening. So again, get yourselves ready. It's going to be a wonderful evening listening to Jim Cuddy and the rest of the group that are coming along. Next day, we'll find ourselves in Avignon, and Avignon is known as the city of the popes, and it houses the Papal Palace, which you can see there on the left-hand side. The Papal Palace, all the popes came there. They used to come there and stay there, and there was a reason for this. And the reason is that the Papal Palace was located very close to the region of Châteauneuf-du-Pape, and it was in fact the popes who kept refining the wines over the years, and several popes down the line worked hard together, and they are the creators of some of the most wonderful wines of the Châteauneuf-du-Pape region. So I find that very interesting. Avignon is also known for its famous Pont d'Avignon, which is the bridge you see on the lower side here. Now, that bridge originally had 22 different arches, and now it only has 4, and that's due to flooding and also due to war. So you'll hear all about the stories of that, of course. Now, we are docked right in the heart of Avignon, so you can literally walk off the ship. You go through like an opening, like an archway in the wall that goes around Avignon, and you are in the heart. And once you're in there, you're going to see a carousel. You'll see all kinds of little cafes and bars and whatnot that are outside on the street. You will see artists painting there. There's beautiful gardens at the other side of the Papal Palace. So really do take the opportunity in Avignon to go out, to explore, and to really see everything that the city has to offer. And of course, again, it is so well known for its carousel. It's known for its artists. It's known for its shops. It's known for its cafes, and of course, the Papal Palace. So when we leave Avignon in the evening, we do a very special illumination cruise after dinner. So don't miss that. It's something that you'll not forget. Final stop is in the city of Arles, and I love Arles. It's one of my favorite stops on this itinerary. And Arles is home to Vincent van Gogh. He spent a good deal of his time there. You might recall that Vincent van Gogh, he had paranoia and he cut off his ear at one point, and he was nursed back to health in the city of Arles. And Arles is one of the oldest cities in France, in fact. It's known for Roman ruins where bullfighting once took place. This is now a beautiful big amphitheater, and the amphitheater, they still do activities there as well. It's famous for its ancient monuments, like the Roman theater. And if you wish, you can join one of our walking tours. We will walk in the footsteps of Vincent van Gogh. You will see paintings in front of the buildings that he actually painted. You will see the Starry Night. There's so many beautiful things that he did there. So really, it's all about artist impressions. It's all about Roman history, the architecture once again. So I think that you'll find Arles to be a really fascinating stop along the way, and a place that you can just wander about and explore on your own as well. And that evening, we're going to be joining Travis and Paula for a special fundraising evening, and you'll have the opportunity through that fundraising event to have dinner with Jim Cuddy. So what a great opportunity. So with that, that's where we will disembark, and I know that this is going to be a fantastic cruise. Now, I should tell you that this whole cruise, not only are you going to get all of your meals, you're going to have those drinks, you're going to have, you know, the opportunity to mix and mingle with Jim and everyone on board, and you're going to have the greatest time with Travis and Paula, because I can promise you they are the most gracious hosts out there. They're going to have so much fun with you. And you can see here all the special additions that you are going to have when you're joining Travis and Paula and Jim Cuddy and the gang on board this great cruise. So with that, I think I'll turn it over to you, to Travis, and you can take it from here.
Well, thank you so much. You know what? Every time, Sandra, you do a presentation, I get more and more excited. And for those of you that know us, know me, every time I go to board an AmaWaterways ship, it seems like it's my first time. And Paul and I were very fortunate enough to do this cruise last May, and it was one of the most beautiful experiences that we've had on the river. It's actually quite surprised us. We love the Danube, we love the Rhine, we love the Seine. We were like, okay, not quite sure what it's going to be like, but we were blown away by it. We've done some great cycling. We were actually one time we were on a trail right on the river, and we were right beside the Amacello. I have a video of it. We're kind of right beside it, cycling as it's sailing down the river. So it's a great itinerary. Of course, not that Atlantic Canadians like to have drink wine or anything, but the wine I hear is really good. And you know, talked about being gracious hosts. You know, for us, what's really important for anyone that goes on any of our tours, but on these special cruises, is that we want folks to go home and say, "Oh my God, this was one incredible experience that I can't wait to tell my friends about," because they will be envious. And our deal is, you know what? Take care of you, but have a lot of fun along the way. And you know, we have some special surprise activities that typically happen on board, and it is a lot of fun. So these cruises do sell out. They've sold out. All of the cruises we've done with Jim Cuddy sells out, and I know the reason why, because they are special. So we have a couple of rooms available in the French balcony, which is of course the in category B is what's available. Just a few rooms there, like really just a couple, and a couple of rooms available in the D fixed windows. And like Sandra said, they're basically the same size room, same amenities. You go down one set of stairs to go to it, and for those of you that like to get out and about and do things, you're really not in your room a lot. So it doesn't really hinder your experience at all. It doesn't. In fact, we love to see people on deck all the time as much as possible. And how cool is it to have that bottle of wine that you can bring on board with no problem, as many bottles as you like, and be able to sit up on the deck and sail down the river. I'll tell you one experience that Paul and I did for the first time for all the river cruising that we've done. We were into one city, and Paula said, "Let's not go to lunch today." And I'm like, what do you mean? Let's not go to lunch? Like, because the food is incredible, right? The food's incredible. And she goes, you know what? Let's go out and get some fresh bread, nice bottle of wine, maybe some meats and some fruit and stuff like that. So I said, okay, well, that sounds good. And she goes, and we'll sit out in deck on the front of the ship. So in the front of this ship actually has some nice tables and chairs. So we went out, we got our nice bottle of wine, we got our breads. I went to the bar and I asked our wonderful bar attendant and said, "Can you give me some wine glasses, a knife, a little plate?" And we sat in front, and the ship was sailing down the river, and literally we were just blown away. We spent 3 hours out there, and folks were coming out and saying, "Oh my God, I wish we would have done that." It was like, well, there's always tomorrow. So you know what? It's the best way to travel, I feel, in Europe. You unpack beautiful staterooms. The service is impeccable. The food's great, and of course, having those everyone on board. Our deal is, like I said, a lot of fun. have a lot of fun on board, something that you will never forget. And of course, the great thing about here is that if you decide to go early, perhaps you can go into Paris, take the train down to the Port of Dijon, and meet us on the 17th. And after on the 24th, maybe you say, you know what, maybe we like to stay a little bit longer. Well, no problem. Just take the train and go over to Nice and spend a couple of nights in Nice or anywhere in that area. So you know what? There's lots of opportunities, but this is what we have left. And all you need to do is go to the website. We will send out a link, but stewarttravelgroup.ca, and you'll see under experiences the Jim Cuddy River Cruise, and you just go book now, and then pick your stateroom that you want. We know that it's going to fill up really quick now. It's just a natural thing that happens when you've got 90% of the ship sold. But get your room booked. We'll respond to you right away, place you in a room, and then we'll get all the details of everything we need this week or the next couple of days. But the most important thing is if you want to have this experience, to get that booking form in as soon as you can. So we'll go to the next slide, Sandra.
You betcha.
And any questions and answers? I know Q&As. I know that Frances has been behind the scenes, and I do want to thank Frances a lot for all the work that she's put into this. She does an amazing job of our social media and our presentations and all this, everything. Just amazing job with anything. But Frances, anything you'd like to add, or any questions maybe that you've seen come in that maybe you might want to just kind of repeat?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, Sandra, if you could talk about excursions and how excursions don't really sell out with AmaWaterways.
Right.
And also when you can select them, and a little bit about maybe the cruise managers talk every day.
Perfect, no problem. So there's a few subjects there. So first off, I'll start with the cruise managers talk, and just to let you know how that goes. Well, actually, I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to start with you're booked, you're paid, you've got your booking number, what to do next. So this is where you would go to www.amawaterways.ca. Top right corner, there's going to be a pre-cruise check-in. So you click on that, and when you go in, you just put in that booking number and your last name. Might ask for your date of birth. We're not asking, but the system does. And it's going to pull up your file. Once you pull up that file, you're going to find everything that you could possibly want there. So it's going to list out all of the shore excursions. Once you complete your health survey, it's going to fill out, or pardon me, specify all the shore excursions in every single stop. So you have the opportunity to go in and pre-select the shore excursions you'd like to do. Now, the only exception to that is the biking. The biking we don't do in advance because we have to have you sign a waiver. And basically that waiver is saying that, yes, I'm fit enough to ride a bicycle, and I will not blame AmaWaterways, Travis or Paula, or anybody else if I fall off my bike. So we do have a nice waiver for you to fill out. So that's the only one we can't do in advance. However, we have so many opportunities for you, whether it's cruising, whether it's wine tasting, whether it's biking point to point. You're going to have so many opportunities to do excursions. And as you will see when you go in there, the hardest thing is deciding what you're going to do every day, because we offer a whole myriad of experiences that you can choose from, and you get to choose the pace you do them on the day that you go. So once you've done that and you've completed that, now you've arrived at the ship, and that evening you're coming in for the sip and sail hour, and you're having some cocktails, you're talking to some people you might have just met, and you're all saying, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? What excursion are you doing? And then in walks our wonderful, brilliant cruise manager, and they start talking about the next day's activities and explaining what they're about. And then you go, oh, I signed up for the tasting tour, but I think I really want to go biking, or whatever the case may be. It's at that time that you can hear everything and really fully understand what it is that we have to offer. Then if you change your mind and you decide, no, I don't want to do what I originally signed up for, I want to really actually do this now, we can make that change. Now, the reason for pre-selecting excursions in advance is so that we can order up coaches where coaches are needed. We can ensure that we have enough bicycles. We can ensure all of that. So it really is just more logistical for us, but it's also to give you the opportunity to pre-select things that you know you want to do. Maybe you want to go and do that truffle hunting.
Awesome. Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah.
I'm just answering some other questions. Can I just add one more question to that, which is about booking the chef's table? And how do you do that? Because there's lots of people excited about 7 courses of delicious everything.
Yes, the Chef's Table restaurant is absolutely included too, by the way. So we do not charge an extra fee to go and have that specialty dining evening. So what it is, it's a full tasting menu. So you will taste probably between 28, 29 different foods that evening. So it's all done with a beautiful wine pairing as you go through. So in order to be able to go there, now there will be certain nights, I'm assuming from Travis, that there would be certain nights that we will have it pre-booked for Jim Cuddy and for different things. But what you can do is when you come on board, if there's a specific evening that you want to dine in the Chef's Table restaurant, you just make your reservation at the main desk in the main lobby area, and they'll accommodate you with whoever it is that you want to sit with that evening. And you can enjoy a wonderful Chef's Table menu. And not to worry, that menu remains the same for all 7 nights. So everybody gets the same experience when they come into the Chef's Table restaurant.
It's amazing.
And also not to worry is that if you decide to go on a performance night, that's fine. The performances don't start until about 9:30. So it all works.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just adding a link for someone. There we go. Okay. We had whether I'm going, I'm not going this time, but maybe next time. I'm really excited by that. It's been an incredible experience the 2 times I've gotten to go, and I can tell you, Ama is phenomenal in terms of experiences, and these cruises are so very special. So
yeah.
I'll be holding down the fort here in PEI, but certainly it's incredible.
You know what, Francis, I gotta say, I mean, for those of you who have never experienced this, a concert on board one of our ships, it will give you goosebumps the first time they start to sing, because you are in this very exclusive venue and the acoustics are great and you're right there. So you feel like you're part of it. It's like a family get together, you know? So
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really is. And it's, we with our partner Alma really work hard to actually make the performance be very, very special. We have a stage that we actually have now that we'll have, and technicians on board for sound. So very professional, but yet again very intimate. And that's what kind of, I think you're right, Sandra. And it's funny that you say that, because I've never thought about that about the goosebumps. And I remember the first cruise we've done with these guys a number of years ago. I remember the first time that I've heard Jim sing live within 10 feet of me, which most people will be within arm's length for the most part. It is quite an experience that I've never forgotten. And obviously I really enjoyed it because we continue to do it with Jim. Yeah, for sure.
Travis, somebody's asking about their booking number, and if I'm not mistaken, we'll send those out closer to the time that they're going to be booked or frozen. I hope you're still there.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, if there's I don't know if there's anything else that
Did you hear my question about the booking number that I just asked?
No, we didn't.
Okay, the question was, when will we send booking numbers out for everybody?
Yeah, booking numbers will be going out. What month is this? May. Early summer. The booking numbers will go out, and then the pre check-in and all that, because really the excursions standard don't come on board until probably 45 days out.
I believe it's 30 days out now, just,
Okay. Yeah. So they're 30 days out. So you can go in and check in and put in all the requirements that the ship requires early, but you won't be able to do the excursions until about 30 days.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's it. There was a few questions about the AMA website and the app. The QR code on the screen will take you right to the website for the trip. I've also put that in the chat, but I'll turn it back to you guys. Thanks.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Francis. So when you go on the site here, like Francis said about the QR code, my direct phone number is on there. So I'm going to give this to you also. It's 902. You have a pen? If you want to talk more in depth about it, and it's 902-626-7515, and you will see it right directly on the page. So what I always say to anyone is that that's the number you can call me at any time. So I give this out to all the guests on board. If there's any questions, they can call me, text me, email me. And I want folks to be able to call me if they're considering coming up on board with us, to ask any specific questions you'd like to ask. I'll be 100% honest with you, the best of my ability for sure, about everything. Yeah, I think it's going to be, it's going to be fantastic. Hopefully you'll join us. Thank you, Sandra, for all your help, all your support. AmaWaterways rocks, and looking forward to October. So hopefully we'll see you there, and please reach out if you have any questions at all. Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.